Hello, welcome. This is completely unnecessary and doesn't need to exist. The Book of Butcher number one or whatever. It's a one shot. There's no numbers here. Doesn't need to exist. It serves two purposes. One, there's enough meat on here for like a short story, and two, it's an RPG source book. The source book stuff is neat enough. The story feels kind of thin. We're introduced to the person who's going to be replacing Erica as the Black Mask of the House of Slaughter. And this guy, I think they called him Toothless, who's the Black Mask for the House of Butcher, the butcher shop, and they just leave him alone in the swamp where he chills out all day, every day. And he's not really a nice dude, and she doesn't like it. She's like, "Why aren't you doing anything like teaching me? That's what I'm here for." And he's like, "I'm teaching you lots, kid. Maybe you should read a book." And he gets her to read books, which is kind of interesting. Uh, but not those books. Those are the ones he reads for himself. Here we go. See? Look at this. Look at that tirade he goes on. But she eventually does like start reading books. Meanwhile, she's also skipping back into town, talking to what's her name from the House of Slaughter, who you might remember from the book titled House of Slaughter. And ultimately, there's not a lot of meat on this stuff. There is some cool artwork with a monster in the swamp, though, and I really dug that. But overall, like, I think I'm done talking about the book. Oh my gosh. Overall, there's like nothing to this. There's nothing in this book except for like some of the art of that monster, and it's just a couple of pages towards the end of the story that really feels like it needs to be here. Now, maybe that changes down the line. Maybe this turns out to be really important, but this sure doesn't feel very important right now. It doesn't shed a whole lot of light on the overarching story, a whole lot of light on the universe outside of the RPG material type stuff where we learn all about monsters. Like, he's like, read a book. Well, here's a book. You can read it. The modern day werebeast is generally believed to have originated in Europe as the werewolf. Hmm. However, the East is well known for its unique variations as well, most famously perhaps the Japanese werefox. Other common werebeasts include were-leopards, were-bears, and even were-rats. In most cases, due to global spread and da-da-da-da-da, a werebeast can be killed with a silver bullet or a silver blade. However, hunters should never rely on that assumption. Yada yada yada. So, like, this kind of stuff is interesting, and there's some cool art of these things. Like, I have to imagine some of this was like concept art that they made at some point, or maybe they just worked with other artists to get this material. And this is kind of cool stuff. But the actual comic story isn't really a story so much as like the prelude to a story. Does that make sense? Because that's what this feels like. This is kind of like, this feels like it should have been like a 3-page story or something. This does not feel like it should have been, I don't know, 20 something pages out of this book. It just doesn't have the meat on its bones. Because ultimately it kind of comes down to she's trying to do what the lady with white hair says to do. He's telling her, hey, lady, or hey, kid, you got to think for yourself if you want to be a Black Mask. And then there's some stuff about like the backstory of the legacy butchers and all that in here as well, and how that affects the butcher shop and yada yada yada. Hence why we got two people with the dragon masks right there on the cover. That's it. I really got nothing else to say about this. What, this cost me $10? Oh my lord, this cost me $10, dudes. I can't believe that. I don't think it was worth that. But hey, what do I know? You all take care of yourselves. Yeah, we didn't even hit the 5-minute mark on this, did we? You all take care of yourselves. I don't have much to say about this because it's just kind of wispy. Take care and bye bye.